197, 97 G and H of the Constitution. To the NDC lawyer, to the Speaker's lawyer, who had received firm instructions from the Speaker, the position of the Speaker was home and dry, was on all fours right, and that Mr. Speaker had ruled, and that those members could not come to Parliament. Again, he had emphasized that the right forum was the High Court. Yes. All these points canvassed by Mr. Speaker's lawyer were overruled. The matter was heard in the full glare of the public. There was a live broadcast of the Supreme Court proceedings of that day. The ruling of the Supreme Court has been procured by me as plaintiff. The Supreme Court bailiff has served the ruling, the second ruling, on Mr. Speaker. His lawyers were given up to 3rd of November to file their written submissions, statements of case in defense, if any. So what are all these, perhaps I call it ex cathedra statement of Speaker, creating an impression as though those statements he's making are an authority on their own. It cannot be. A true Democrat will respect the rule of law.
Yes.
And that is why we decided to respect him. You know, ladies and gentlemen of the press, NPP, our tradition is to respect rule of law. Yes. It's out of deference to Mr. Speaker. That is why we did not enter the chamber. That we should share in that chaos theater with them. Never. We will not. MPP will not. We will not. Therefore, don't be swayed by their lies and their propaganda. The chaos they started is what they want to end. We will not allow that. We believe that we have to win the elections right at the polling station, and would go and work. Right now, what the NDC has done, basically, are the following. One, they don't want Ghanaians to receive their pay, public servants, because they know that after the elections, there will be no budget. And to be able to pay Ghanaian workers, there will be the need for parliamentary approval of the budget first quarter. That will be on account, appropriation on account. That's it's a constitutional requirement. So that is what they want. They want to stampede it. Two, they want to again create a certain impression that Ghana is lawless. Ghana is not lawless. We will not allow them to give a wrong impression to the international community. We will respect the law. Three, all these businessmen, you know, their fear is that under the 1D, 1F, these companies are going to create jobs. These companies will employ people. So their fear is that should these be addressed, it will mean that all their propaganda of unemployment would fall flat. So further to frustrate businessmen and drive them away. Are these Democrats?
No.
Now there are important things to do. We have the free SHS bill, which is before Parliament. Their main aim is to conspire with Mr. Speaker to prevent the free SHS bill from being passed.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7.
The CIMG Radio Program of the Year. Ekosiisen. Are you ready? You are listening to the CIMG Radio Program of the Year. Ekosiisen on Asempa 94.7 FM.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7.
The winner, Radio Program of the Year 2018, I beg your pardon. Asempa FM's Ekosiisen. And then they come, ladies and gentlemen.
And now the big question is, what radio program do you listen to? Is it the radio program of the year 2023? Ekosiisen Asempa FM. Ekosiisen.
Asempa FM.
And that's the radio program of the year 2023. Ekosiise Asempa FM. And the winner goes on with memento, citation, and a certificate.
Asempa FM. Ekosiise Asunyi sa platform media. Se unyana betna subia na Fabibroni bese, it's a privilege and an honor. Na yemu be so part of the inception of this particular platform. Shasi ache enemo anso na shasi, and we thank you for maintaining that credibility when it comes to delivery of more program.
Well, I know that Asempa has gained a lot of experience. Asempa is one of the, not the forerunners, but in terms of coverage and listenership, you stand tall. The new FM stations that are coming into the arena are not calling on you to exit, them to survive. Is that what is happening? No. They are learning from you. They are learning under your feet. They are also trying as much as possible to find space. And, there's enough in the world for everybody. There's enough in the world for everybody. And so I think that those who are coming up, we definitely will encourage the injection of new blood. But you cannot also totally do away with the experience.
It's always a pleasure coming to Asempa where the truth is spoken.
This is a program that I don't miss. It's on radio. It's on Asempa Radio. It's by Obi, our friend Obi. I like Obi's program because Obi has a way of doing the questions. When he's asking his guests the questions, this afternoon I was interviewing Apo and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And when Obi is asking the questions, he has a very innocent way of putting what appears to be a very difficult question. And I think that his interviewees always enjoy it. And that 2 o'clock political program on Asempa is one of my best. Almost every afternoon, I'm watching it.
We wish you well. Wish you well. Thank you so much for.
Thank you too. Thank you too. Nyamisha, you are also doing very well. We are also very, very proud of you. Very intelligent journalist. But one-on-one with Obi, as I said, will prepare. He knows how to pass all kinds of corners to get what he wants. And Kososa, we are proud of you.
The Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa and Moten and Kano.
The award for the political program of the year, radio, going to Ekosiise of Asempa FM. Ekosiise Asempa FM.
Political program of the year, radio, Ekosiise. How did it end? And the host of the show, Obi, steps up to pick the award.
Congratulations, Ekosiise.
Hey, Obi. What's up, Obi? Obi yeah, easy. But I must commend you for the work you did for Mother Ghana. When you team in 2023, it will amaze you to know. I mean, I don't know if they will want me to put their names out there, but. Minima Sofo Ghana, the fathers of the charismatic Pentecostal faith, Aumuti this platform.
Amen.
And they listen. Amen. The last time I met one of them and said, "Oh, Asempa miti, Asempa de wana miti every time, yeah. Wow. Miti Obi, he's doing very well." Wow. So it just tells you the impact that you are making. It cuts across. I think people appreciate the depth, the dexterity with which you approach your work. Any nimdiania obrasi any nyansa odi ewe juma enye onkwa no producers ne omo kan nya tie da Asempa Fuase one management ne omo kan nya say 2023 by the grace of God you helped us.
Yes.
Modi nyansa ni nimdiane nyame adwen through education information amode by amode boy. Me assure say 2024 by the grace of God, you do even more than you did.
Even more.
You've done great, but we know, sir. I keep telling the people who are around me that there is always a place called up. there is always a place called up. No matter where you have reached, there is another place called up. And so you don't have to relent. You don't have to be complacent at all. You are doing well, especially in this election year. Nyame adom ni nyansa eni ne homo Roberts now, so to steer most of the conversations right, so that the day or how ni abenini oyeni eni usu ebeba o maini muno nyame be fa so na wa calm me every because this is the only nation we have.
Ekosiisen asabni nyina no ekosiisen de kan nyina me say Ekosiisen Ghana for the ni hu na ma ye nyina no Ekosiisen enti I think say nkofo a omotina se nwini program that inspiration omunya no
Asempa FM
say tiasia ya ye better has kasa no I think say we have to understand the word Ekosiisen asabni we nyina no and Ekosiisen ye be kan wa nyina the na bonten wo a wote console na chi the ATM me kasa aban panimfo nyina Ekosiisen ye wiwie ni nyina ekowiwie e wa bobo ano and this oman na yeso oman na ye chichire na ye chichire oman na nyamanyoko ye chichire a na Ekosiisen
Chief Bine Kwabena apom to then
Osei Bonsu
Ekosiisen on Asempa
FM
fantastic na mete fote won catcher bibia boko
oh Nyankopon adom bibia dadi na wazo apom nyame na adom
kakra ye pem so kakra
Asempa awuna uti nyina wa kire des so apara Ghana ha ye nyo to 100 abira won dunya rambo moroko du bia obama ya so at
fantastic
Ghana manda wonas
openness, I think that this shouldn't be a problem at all.
Mida itself should come out, yes.
Yeah, Mida should tell us, this is a shareholding structure. Indigenous Ghanaians only maybe X percentage, and the Philippines they only a Y percentage. And I think that should settle this matter.
Honorable, it's always a pleasure talking to you. May that's a powerful for your time.
What be,
and the Honorable John upon the attending cannot.
That's na Mefa Kunya also encha etifonina or muti Ekosiisen Jumedino. Na Ebedomus was because Asempa Asempa nyina so FAT4 and me DJ Sofa Ghana fanana Obia radio eda awuti na adwuma pa maye da be premise amrenti mem sama muni adwuma fo mpenifo nyina
yo ma me kan Ekosiisen ma muti nkwa na no enyonyam a ye de ashtam adwuma pa mo ye ne award ma monya digidi pa se adance fe Ekosiisen Asempa monso Ghana ebi ma men kebino mu pia mo ma kwali titru sani amode akan kasa ye adwuma ebia wo de bia otiti ase na ansem tu kwan ekonenam America New York abonten taxi amfire na dipakon otie Ekosiisen ewo taxi no ebu eyeme nwanwa na nso nyina aka ho bi na ya bomo abaso amamon abonso body no ewrade won stram na omwa
amen
ya ewe yenemi
ya da Dr. Edward Omanebo Akwaba doc boko there
obi nyame adom
yeah fantastic congratulations on your new appointment.
Thank you very much but obo humodi so obo humodi area I mean that's a quick Ekosiisen apart from being on air Mamintonga but I'm going check it says what if we sure at you
so yeah that's it Dr. Koboy Akwaba na pom to saying
Obi in fact we are too much we are too much first of all Obi are too much secondly no Obi intimanya time for me tell you know you go for report me say metra seven no move from him in fact Obi we are too much na enye nukpe no one can be no be Rebecca Sami je fi ama say e ba lo so far no na the first class na the AC nyina che say law no enche obewie now you say enye one say obe judge Nah, that's Madusro Amabwa, I'm a wife spring contest.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Dodo na obi na eba Ekosiisen so a ka wo no nke ofoforo pa supreme ho a ka wo ye el chairman so ka ho na Ekosiisen so de ye we na mposa wo no ese Ekosi inti ye bom abaso ye say the good, the bad and the ugly obetini na so Ekosiisen na niema miensa na mode ye adwuma eba radio to inform, to educate and entertain. The same I am a kind of na maybe more bono. More year program, more political program, more Asante. And now come on, station a war, a year gunja and kay program yabonra. And I come pay so a war, a year man pusia and come on Nairi program. Now see a number one kind idea. We gaman Ekosiisen and one. Sorry, that's it. Nice one.
I extend a warm and hearty welcome to each and every one of you as we commence this extraordinary meeting of the 4th session of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic. This meeting is a response to a request for a recall first dated 22nd of October 2024 and the subsequent one dated 24th of October 2024, both pursuant to Article 1123 of the Constitution and Order 53 of the Standing Orders of Parliament. Both requests were signed by more than the constitutionally required signatories of 15% of all members of Parliament. The first request entreats the House to deliberate upon and transact urgent government business, and the businesses were tabulated, and from what we had, there were not many, just a few. The second request, dated 24th, simply added minimum items for the consideration of the House. So from the initial request for us to consider 5 items, this second request added 17 more items. And this request came from the MPP members of Parliament, and it was signed on their behalf by the second Deputy Majority Whip, Honorable Alex Tete Jodubois. In fact, both requests were signed by him. Honorable members, I had, under the dictates of the provisions of the Constitution, to issue the summons for you to be here today. And I duly complied with the constitutional provision and got the administration to get the summons published to the notice of all of you. Unfortunately, the signatories who made the request have not shown up, and therefore matters that they wanted us to handle, which are admitted for the consideration of the Business Committee, are not on the order paper, and in fact there's no order paper for today because the business committee could not meet due to the absence of the people who requested for the recall. And as you can see, one side of the house is completely empty. In view of this, we have, as usual, got a quorum to sit, but we have no business before us to transact, because the business committee, as you know, they prepare a report, and this report is adopted by the House as business agreed by the House to transact during the course of the week. In the absence of that, there is no other authority that can put business before you which you have not adopted to transact. In view of the failure of the business committee to sit, as a result of the refusal of those who requested for the recall to show up, we are compelled to once again adjourn the sitting of the House. Knowing the challenges we are facing, it is not advisable to be adjourning from day to day. And so I'll proceed once more to adjourn the meeting indefinitely. And the meeting, this extraordinary meeting, is accordingly adjourned.
Accordingly, the status quo ante should be reverted to. So we would know that we are going back to this. Why should the NDC guys rush to go and sit on the side of the NDC bank? What is that? No, but that is what the point. Where were they sitting? Where were the NDC people sitting? No, you are not listening to me. You are not listening to me. Let's get the fact right. Where were the NDC guys sitting? Is that where they're supposed to be sitting? But you see, we have a convention. We have a convention. It's not argument nonsense. You guys are not listening. Supreme Court is speaking. It is all for us members of Parliament on the majority side to be argued at any point. This is a matter. This is foreclosed. It is completely foreclosed. Supreme Court is speaking. That is the end of the matter.
The Speaker of Parliament says when it comes to seating arrangements, that is not. He says we should come and sit anywhere and do the business.
Listen, the orders of the Supreme Court were directed specifically to the Speaker. It was the Speaker. It wasn't the leadership. It wasn't the clerk. It wasn't the leadership which made that ruling or that decision. It was the Speaker of Parliament who unconstitutionally made a proclamation, whatever it is that he said the last time. The Supreme Court is told him that he was wrong. Restore matters to what they were before you did that.
Line of action for the MPP.
Well, we will cite you for contempt. We will cite the Speaker for contempt. Watch the face.
I mean, but there was no business. Your side did not come.
Keep on saying
where is the business committee?
First,
you should have started yesterday.
Let's get first and first. Yes. First and first, there is a ruling made by him. The ruling is been overset. You're forcing me to repeat myself so many times. The Supreme Court is spoken. We want the decision of the Supreme Court to be respected.
Speaker acknowledged
that what?
Of the Supreme Court.
That what?
He did. 2 weeks ago. He did say that he has been served with copies of the judgment of the Supreme Court.
And so what I said, it is not a question of acknowledgement. It's a question of implementation of the decision of the Supreme Court.
But no MPs, none of the 4 MPs have been blocked. But none of the 4 MPs have been blocked from coming to Parliament. None of them have come in here. And they've been blocked from accessing the Chamber of Parliament.
You are not listening. You are not listening. I think I'm going to have to say this for the last time because it looks like some of you have become impervious to what is that. Listen to this. The Speaker made a ruling. It was unconstitutional. It was unlawful. By any account, it was illegal. The Supreme Court, contrary to the assertion by he himself and some members of the minority who keep proclaiming from high roofs and high heaven that the Parliament is a master of its own rules and regulations, the Supreme Court is told Babbing and Parliament that you are not. There is an institution which is the master of the rules of Parliament. and that this is what the law is. That you cannot make the decision, the proclamation that you made. I call it proclamation because you think it's a king, it's whatever, it's a lord unto himself. But you made a ruling. It is not right. Supreme Court is telling you it is not right. Go back to that house. Can I not complete? I should complete. Go back there. Honorable to do what? Yes, it will be the interest of Ghanaians for the speaker to respect the ruling of the Supreme Court. Come back to this side rather than continuously
has not disrespected the
he is disrespecting the ruling of the Supreme Court.
The 4 MPs have been disallowed from coming in.
You are not listening.
No, when did any of the 4 MPs come in and they were asked not to come in? Because today the second deputy speaker's aide has been in the chamber, but the second deputy speaker himself has not been inside.
You may want to take some medication. It has no point shouting when you are ignorant of the matter. What it is this: it's not for the 4 people to simply show up. The Speaker has made a ruling barring them from coming to the Parliament. Supreme Court is reversed it. It is for the Speaker to sit up there and tell the House that his decision has been reversed, and so we say
reversed if you are not seated. You say you are going to cite the Speaker for contempt.
That's not properly.
I mean, you are going to.
How would the Speaker reverse his decision?
Obinie, Ekosiisen nie, Bonsu awo Asempa, Debrane Mamba, Obi, Som, Oribo,
Ekosiisen, wo, Asempa FM, Ekosiisen, Asempa FM.
Ekosiisen Asempa 94.7 Asunyine tie.
Oribo.
Ekosiisen, wo, Asempa FM. Ekosiisen, wo, Asempa FM. Obi nebado, Obiba, Ode Asempa nabo. Obi nebado, Obiba, Ode Asempa nabo.
Obinie, Ekosiisen nie, Bonsu awo Asempa, Debrane Mamba, Obi, Som.
Asempa FM. Asempa FM.
.7 Asempa FM. Sunday, 31 minutes after 2 on a Monday afternoon, the 11th day of November 2024. Good afternoon to you and thanks for joining us. Ekosiisen On Asempa Asubio Yatenase ne Yatenase. It is Jumedi Ebrem live from our studios here in Kokomlemle, Accra. Yatenase free Samuel Kopim Senu Nsiane fa ebebo inti. Be our guest in the next 4 hours 30 minutes. Na yemfa Ekosiisen Jumedi no. It's been a while. We had Omanhene join us in studio. Nyamia dom ene wabekansa ewo studio ha. Ye boom. Edime here some segment no. Abremo. It's sponsored by Africa Queen Mackerel, Doormasters, EcoBank Ghana, and a PowerJet batteries. Earlier, the sound of our time, Abremo, and also A to Z02 Servicing, Provident Insurance, Frontina 74, and a Royal Kingdom Estate. Ye one-on-one interviews are here on this show. including all the interviews on trending issues, no, Axis Sports Agency, My Way Insurance, Syntex Tank, and a Seahorse Engine Oil. Also, Brian Eddie and also Ebremo. Discussion segment into DBS Roofing Papa Fie, Franco Trading Enterprise, and a Tridol Express. Omobuayen na yedi discussion segment no Ebremo. We have an exciting package, but please answer the catch from the yene yede Ebremo no. Let me remind you that this show is live on the World Wide Web. Oko myjoyonline.com and adomonline.com. Ubitmetie yen ewo ho. Yewo apps mienu inti baako my Joy Online app and Adom Online app. Ubitma download any of these apps no na wetie yen ewo ho. Or multi TV decoder ni be a radio channel na Asempa FM ewo so. HD plus decoder and radio channel Asempa FM ewo so bitmi etie yen ewo ho. Let me also remind you that over Facebook and as a YouTube and so you can listen to us on all of those platforms and follow us live as well. That's our live stream into Facebook, Asempa 94.7 FM on Facebook. Like the page or follow the page. Na foul comments iguho emayen. Over YouTube and so your channel on YouTube, Asempa 94.7 FM. Me patcho subscribe to the channel. Now let's know where you are watching us from, where you are listening to us from, your name, any baby Ocean Ifi. Na yem fan tuja. Emma we here papa. Your WhatsApp number so me patcho 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Me so for the last time 0548 443 523. Now, Bomoding and come through with your thoughts, your comments, your observations. The Owo Edema Biano would be willing to hear from you and then share your thoughts with the rest of the world. Very, very, very important. This one says, happy birthday to Bafo Ama. Is it a free Anna Afiri, level 200 student of Kintampo College of Health? Physician assistant class. God bless your new age. Master Planner Junior, Ediway Abraying. Obi, good afternoon. I'm watching you live from Kaswa American Town, Kenke House. My regards to Abatampa, Hawakumsin, Keke Ewo Kaswa, and Odiway Abre Keke. Yadase Papa. We say Obi, 9th November was my birthday. Into a belated birthday wish going out to Stephen Enim Abuaje, we are treasurer Tescon UK. In the Stephen Enim Abuaje, treasurer of Tescon UK, belated birthday going out to you. I hope you had a fantastic birthday. May your days ahead be good. We swear Enra Reverend Mrs. Mariam Brew Kwansa, Reverend Mrs. Mariam Brew Kwansa, Enra na eyewawoda, belated birthday going out to you. We are Sofamame, our Fountain Covenant Chapel International, our Abra in Cape Coast. In the Fountain Covenant Chapel International, Abra in Cape Coast. Reverend Mrs. Mariam Brew Kwansa, belated birthday going out to you. And I hope, Enra, you had software Bibia Koye Emma. We say, we kindly wish my niece Nana Equia in Shraba Ewusi a happy 4 years and as a 4th birthday. She is a student of Brenium International School. The entire family loves her. Nana Mponsa Bedi Akune de Weaba Nana Equia in Shraba Ewusi, happy 4th birthday going out to you. Ma mention me Omanhene Kwabena Asante Akwaba. Yemfa me here some segment no enhyehyɛ so. Oman Akwaba.
Yeah, lawyer. Me Josu.
Asa me na obeje so say ye nua na ya.
Oh.
Ye eja.
Eja de se onru. Oh, you are a father anyway, auntie. Oh, what chana? Pretty much Josu say.
Ye bru.
Oh, there be. Ye bru de we empanyin sem do.
Sa.
Well, me Josu e bru enye bone. But Josu e bru. Ma Josu was anu yi ni mu do. So what I say.
In the ye nua.
Me mo ye nua. Me nua no, you know. me dear kama
meji obi ade
me dear ya me nua you know
okay na meji obi ade na ye de
okoje ho ade
okoje bi mo Jesus ah
o say na de wo chia na say in look at just e bia na wo chia yonko bi
okay
na o de afa so
okay
abebu bi
okay
mpedu do na ebi oko ni obi epese okachiro bi se open asem na aya na ayi de nti odi kan so waters ne jo ya meji obi ade so there is a monitor system is a response be ba no
okay
and so ba na issue na is e ekwen da ho beti na fa chiro boko akọ
but the common universal one ye enua na ye eja and aye na
majo mejo so e buru santa
no koma bibia
njere de bibia na chiri boko de
adom finite fo afi
no crepa na mo mra sem so wa sem de say
oh nyame na we foforo ana
so udabi we de mo 16 na mo say friend de
we Samsung na Apple
mo friend mo so ultra de
we Samsung new latest version
minimum jana mama mzago mi who dem here for double minimum
because I don't me sure dey and I'm say this looks
minimum unfortunately for me man quite benefit from my phone than obia
na woni mu de no ukoto ye den
se enkora no so hwehwe anim no omo ho am fi school ba no wa che say we na aba app
latest one happen
say won to be my dia my sua de
ho no
but they are lucky they have a good father because in komo bebre o me fools no enya kitwa
enya me o so man kola
ba be bie mama and it brings the question of fathers saying na be mo wo ma no access to
omo phone
because omo be quick classes na omo GA classes na ana omo group omo school group no was the parents that develop a
WhatsApp group ana
yemfa phone mama fra no
okay
ti anyumre no o be so ne oyonko bi kasa na wa frɛ ewo me phone so that I am able to monitor the conversation on a classmate ever have so at and more traces of all the conversations how we say maybe a class exercise say normal punch we do let's try and make it high so the class say class near 30 or that platform say be omukofia
na parents let me monitor what it means is that unto phone man kwala
no at this point no at a certain point it is a reality so at the end a necessity but at this point ni nyina azu kwara obi na pedo no eyonyame adom ne omobro ne kasa kire do betima ye put you in all the measures but say onyame ankasa so amnesty affairs amamofra no so anyisiti amawa it doesn't matter the kind of treatment or attention or whatever you give them and say nega they be ask for man go any problem so what I say but a ba hwede enye sikani ba enye hiani ba obomodia as a parent or for an guardian so for say obama kwadan because your monitor of your omo monitor power it will be hwempedo don kwa minya hoho a kasa me man kachiro mo empedo na kasa me ana me yere kachire yedi san komo yedi ofie so ati ase andi ubehunu akoda bi wokwa na ofo nya hoho no na moti ebia hall la mo nya mo if I be sure ko say akoda no kra be contribute to the conversation
na sa ne man me kai say you so na me ma me kotobi obe wo
na no kra bi na nini your first watch na nino say oh yeah mistake craft for much can have a 50 craft for na nini your first and I want over draw service class and work because I be sure that say me say bra be me ko fa na wo dem a utiru na be wa so at anti parenting no emu go back and it's not good.
It's true.
So the best thing that I think we should keep it up here say ye mano yet to say now so
because the ama me je de wo candidate say if you are not careful because you see ano omokra the very typical church boys and church girls you know my call Sunday school from in Kwabena tell a few ones be pen na nyame apom
of course
mutimi stay the course so
you need to pray no because say prayer of intercession intercessory prayer is very important because it doesn't matter how you train up your kids. Say grace and mercy baby omubekwa akodi agro baby asori o suku o abontin o mopio you might never know
namfo a obekwa akohia
so you need to inculcate in them a certain understanding of life upro wompe o adentina say ode oba Me manko
yes.
Me na me to a panty liner, me na me to pad, me na me to pants come on. And my young mama who say, and I tell you, apart from the Obama make catch on, I tell you that XYZ, so they are comfortable to discuss a lot of things with me. That's how for baby, I do know. One child banyo maybe no amano the advantages and disadvantages.
When you create a gap, somebody will fill the gap.
It's a man will be pretend they say Obama Sabi. Onim said the Sifia no Onim say we say Mpokuya we say oh that one kasa. That is the truth. They could even know more than you think they know, and even more than you. It means say why you are there too soon no say password na say oh but na say before you gonna be password fishing because say na me say me don na me bo dwe omo do money say hwe areas na me bo fa na and they are too smart no was after that for phone my they mbie ncho say enya magic kat wani the crack na be kura na say madam na egu abonti me na kura ntum bi kura so it's a beautiful thing if you relate and you relate well with your kids.
It's true. I mean, now, we are not also saying, sir, we don't appreciate how difficult it is to be a parent in these times.
Difficult.
And then they say, I don't be normal. I don't be normal. And Nuntina, some of the very bad guys you find around, Obeshana, Software, Obeshana, Elder Biba, Obeshana, Sikanibi Paba, you know, Enti, yes, I won't go Babone, the officer won't quite know him.
Exactly.
Say, I don't be normal. Na nyamia mwam putting Kolani in check it's really
let's
difficult.
Train them to be better persons, not bitter persons.
Sure.
It's very important. Our form no yenya come yesre ho. Nyoma bi ni nkomo bi ni suni ban bi o ye da na di ofia. Ye ma no aye bitter.
Yes. And Kwala the best form of education for them.
Yes.
Almost
they picked almost about 70%. Yes. Assuring their compliment. In their compliment.
School no
few ones been on Betimaka assuring no the transformation major. But for Pemunanka said because I know two of you. Nani two of you. I know never fear almost all the time. Just now for in our quest to look for money. In our quest. Yeah, press or harasso ye betimi skampa sika de unya bia e ma hu se wo ye be mem ye prigidi si e pesika nyina no enyapade na ehia ye pa ye ma no omo na ye diamond ye gold no nti wo ko prisika ne ba na wan hwe wachi a wo be ban na wachi no aye basa
and na me tie Kwabena Japan who say ne papa was a high contract ne maame nso was very successful. I mean now o ka say ne maame wa adan be 2 e wo Kumasi I will be 2 on cry about and I'm coming
to that. I'm coming to that. In fact, I'm coming another year, maybe many party as yes, baby Benny will end up leaving all those things. Yes, and caution back parents. Celebrate yourself whilst you are alive with your family, with your friends, but in caution. Yes. Very important. Me say, go on Kumasi ahojo. Confirm maybe appear me catching a capital radio and the correct capital radio dano because I see palm dining a dereliction compare the structure of capital radio so our practice na chekura she area on California a dining be on ma obi virtually
a collapse
now who die e padlocks at to a now who die brand near a CCC on man. You're asking yourself that Oshanopa, over Bressa, Bobo Chrono, Bedi Concosa, but you can nipa, Nipa, Dokaku Yesika, Ubay say all the name of Japadia. But look,
Ngofo Primo, Nana Yakwada Alliance or Takra, the beach road.
Yes,
Shade is a bit more fusa.
It should be a lesson to every individual in your quest to think that Udia Odi bin si dane sa nem na ka enya wanwa anka wiase obi timi wele abusua japade ema nemba abusua dan o no nyansa mu no wa wele dia ma nemba how is that possible anibre ahoya enioma ense fata it was a very good thing out there media mesre unya japade a eye but japade should not be anything.
It should not be everything. It shouldn't.
Basika should not be. You see, when you go and listen to testimonies or sit under people or for all these things, you realize that
shouldn't.
And yet bibia
ye bufaso pre Japadia we sika ye we adan say o de twa hwan na ebetenem but no money crowd wo dan
but the question you ask yourself ne say one kasakura wasi da de bia da mekai yewura ken ne da wasi wa you can say Asempa su
okay Asempa su ye ni kromo no
e be bi ba na ye kase na e dan krono no ajo say na dan e be di ba mi ntimi en frosuro enti asia na be bia da Mr. Mankwa na nse ni bo che ma yare afini da resoro ntimi mfro ba bia wo on siesie ho yie no
e ho no timi
e ho mom na afino yie na mo go fa economy bo mo na sane tie eti bebere nyina no ube jemu at a time that you are not even expecting the message nipa moderate we have to be very modest so at as now ye impact society positively
and they are very critical and one thing so man was say I don't know how we are going to resolve this but say say the reverse of whatever happens in Europe no and it happen ewa in the hano where we school when you juma if we be dream house it is our dream house no and no ube save whole working life whole working life and you see dream house no
at 60 na
ube go dream house no where the 65
62 65
what na see at
10
years whatever you've done in your whole working life now o rented na you
kwa
enti I don't know how we can resolve this.
I was in Kumasi and Namadaf Bako Banka Okoto asasi was sereso na plan or the chairman 9-bedroom facility kagadam kanze Mr. Unim so pa lakeside almost 2-bedroom apartment
kotoba
the upper for formal planning another my architect be and design the best 2-bedroom with now there
at most you 3 bedrooms
Obi
we are quoting
I told him this I think by 9 months say me call na no yere now fortunately for them mama to the krano and santi omo nche omo ama no ne three no so this a good when can first careful for no any other things they have built a beautiful 2-bedroom house
na say rooms say na obedem en kwala ni nti a wo say na me man nti me dem pese me see 5 bedroom omo met na wo chen
unfortunately for them krano so no omo nyina asa da hall unfortunately for them
omo tete hall
for mother unfortunately we are all victims of this and the base media here me say we impacted nipa wi a one kasa na oni pedua no jiwani na okoni embra house ani gie no Mr. Enko jiwani anyhow debi enko jiwani ani gie kwa na wudi a ehu twese aduane a wudi ensa wonum ensu a wonum nyina no a doctor for variety of interpretation of that so onum so bebrabe say wudi aduane bebrabe say onum so bebrabe it ani gie no kran so ya another issue all together one area enyese Ghana na no board there adna mekokoda hotel or US $100 far better than our top most of our topmost hotels now bahana oda hotel night or they do 5,000 7,000 8,000 and they can convert it into apartments and people have pegged it with the dollar so as the dollar econo now apartment so that has made local tourism no extremely
problem
difficult
hotels
hotels what they do hotel I bet make us one family ni kwa also their own problem bia no say mau 120 or 150 or 250 hotel obini down a whole day ultimately because it's a perfect home away from home now Kodia I say ultimately that to do for relaxation have the needed comfort and relaxation but Ghana hotel pa 200 Hotman hotel na and bit makoda but baby say apartment those up day that means every day you are pegging your money at around 3,000 Ghana cedis the 3 nights krana you are 9,000 cedis how many people in this country
and the bit me
and the bekwase and the yaresaba and the yaresaba and the enijia brain pediano and my abushana kasa who says but how many people how many people
I think hotel boy in this country
we should look at it
a whole big idea was
we should look at it that time near Kasano Dr. Randiabi be church on my certain breakdown of why a hotel bono but in all these situations I still believe that people want to patronize our local stuff. It's your not your hotel.
Because it doesn't make sense. say we call baby to say Dubai, for example. Dubai is
$50 hotel.
Yes, but we say a artificial city. It's a city built. I won't say anything natural be Dubai. But in Ghana, man move to the Adan area, move to Volta region proper, Besenko Western region, ko Central region, ko Northern region. There is this one place Menya se meko unse one hotel be war in the middle domeo kaisa hotel ni di e wo forest in finfin e wo
peninsula na
the benya peninsula de wo here make extreme
okay north okay
almost say enye Japa Dubai we na ye almost Germans be na baba be beautiful place
oh north
north was a mole park ninfinfin baby as obi ATM na okai obetimi ediaba enye Japa Dubai also
well obi betimi
but I think there are some beautiful places in Ghana say a boniba form kakra na service ni improve kakra nkofo nkosa Dubai ni ade ni bebre they will stay
compare say on your family ni for a week. Now we have budget out for a week.
Yes.
Now if you Jack tell it.
It's too much.
We need
it's
to.
too much.
We need to.
But it's the bigger way real estate. Zainab Lodge. Zainab. Yeah.
Oh, a lodge now come on.
Beautiful place. I check it online.
Okay. Zainab.
But I think the biggest way in so man how and when a part of in command need first. How I lucky investment in uncompleted buildings. Ghana. Uncompleted and then no reason and say I pesi see adan akese bebre dodo when you juma foforo wo ye when you asase now we see 5-bedroom apartment what the year it was anka we 2-bedroom you between no abusuafo a complete investment in uncompleted buildings in and I know way for no statistical service a census report na it's crazy
but
uncompleted buildings
real estate in Swajima we have to look at it obi na Ghana a studio size a krano normal culture say a starting from $65,000 now I'm going to say now yeah krana say be o tell me who you mobo no now true now ka say $65,000 on true go say the country needs to regulate some of these things obi na how on my cities all the estate buildings or whatever they quote it quite billboards I can say studio apartment is starting from $35,000 $65,000 why
studio apartment
why
and obi a him studio apartment one room a kitchen no room nim toilet and bath first like own fancy baby just one room
we have been abused though every facet of this country are open up for abuse because it's like you need control measures via our system. Well, why? We are real estate to complementing a buyer for ta amasamai saglime the abana
now oshe baby a dine be sia e be quote $450,000 hey now we say dine wo eyi your friend is saying amra here echi ho baby
I'm telling you
$450,000
this amount of money
amra here
actually yes estate developers ya damase pa ne de moye more complementing the effort of government but no currently say we have been abused you see it's too much sometimes you ask and say and he found essential some of these
but one so much say
you know
nioma mo this see a majority important
they be done
let us if that fundamentals
but that is why we have failed ourselves as a country obi that is why we have failed ourselves as a country make country because say you fail yourself no this is dino Ghana, any amount of so what is the problem? Cost of production never comes as a meboa. Say, oh yeah, cost of production doing business in this country. But I'm telling you that, and no matter this is that papa from bent bricks to whatever clay to cement to bibia nuya, who person see nuya daya. Now come broche nuya daya.
That's America nuya daya.
Now yeah, who confess all the rosewood ko see daya. Who be now tiru nyina to. Why?
Because sometimes I may call Aqua Safari now share a dine or mudi nuya na. Me say now this is a beautiful hotel we're used to. Well, Aqua Safari, I think virtually everything in that hotel was sourced locally. And why I say you replicate or other dying near money common na bibia it's
the obi we dey a hard and ba we dey betwam na quickly min kai wo say nano da no
ba wonim say eyi Anthony Nupenu. Good afternoon, Obi. Please tell Oman to stop shouting. No investor is abusing anyone. When the fundamentals are weak, direct the lamentation to government, not to
the anyone hear me say government after government.
Yes.
And when I'm catching busa say now per dance here when my papa Nupenu mpacho.
Government policy.
Yes.
Policy should help us to
maybe I want to because aban after aban. What we do is that we trade in the dollar. Yes. We allow people to come and give us prices. Na fiera said wadaroma. If fiera afibiano udi 2,500. Next year, fiera for moji amount for 2,500 nyano. Only we got 3,500. Why? What's the regulation? What's the basis for that?
What's
the basis for that? But there sema obi. Ubetimi ukasa ukada sema kumase n'nkran. Takrade. And a Cape Coaster, you marvel. Now, no, you see, oil situation, no, and then you find thousands, and then they got 3,000. And if we don't put in checks, it is look when we don't know that government has a certain responsibility. But government should put a check. It should put a check. Now, say, moya iron rods, barbonting, now iron rods, no quality. And from the Amose, Yanko Ministry of Trade, no, Moko Hamsumai. Some papa dia. Now na buy no kase ebia they are doing the censorship be back to regulate the front of even real estate people are, and they also have a problem. We know that the cost of doing production in this country is extremely high. And don't you obi be kwa for paste if you abanoni aba no be so aye paste wa ye paste ni buo be kwa akoye din we agree. So as I say, we agree. That's why I make us say where we've gotten to now as a country. On the 7th of December. Collectively, we need to understand that we are going to elect people into office.
Yes.
They will not think and reason like what we have done over time. These are breeds of people. No more Ghana. No more Abadaya. We cannot continue to be in this situation of always going a begging. Because the more you go a begging, the more you lose your steam.
Yeah.
It is very critical. This election is very critical. And unique. Because as I said here, you define your shepherd all together again. All of us, we have fallen short of that Akwenya 10 times in terms of the progress of this country. The speed. But actually, Achia enso emuye ebe kese ba kopano. That's why I make us say